Similarly, whether we want to use a file cabinet. File cabinet is nothing but you can say a storage place provided by NetSuite, wherein you can store documents, you can store whatever you would like to. Okay, so if you go to documents, files and file cabinet, you will see all the folders where you can store all the information. Also, on various transactions, on various entities, we had seen that you have the option to attach various documents. So those documents get stored in the file cabinet. We can define various folders and all those stuff. Okay, and that can be enabled here. So in case if we want to use file cabinet, we can check this checkbox. In case if we don't want to, we don't need to use that. Similarly, this is a new feature that NetSuite has come up with, enhanced file security. So these are you can say employee specific expense folders. So in case if we are using expense reports, so those expense folders or employee specific expense folders are created here. So depending on the employees that we have, those can be created. Similarly, duplicate detection and merge. Okay, so in case if we enter any customer or contact or any other entity, and if the NetSuite finds, or if NetSuite finds that they are duplicate, depending on, say, in case if you have entered the same email address or any other information, then it will define that this is a duplicate record, and whether you want to get that you can say merge it or what. In that case, you can use this duplicate detection and merge. Apart from that, you could see that there is a file cabinet. Okay, but the file cabinet has a capacity of 10 GB. Okay, so in case if it exceeds about 10 GB, that then it might or NetSuite might come up to you that you have used all your space and you have to buy additional space. So in that case, you can buy additional file cabinet space, or there is a box integration available. So in case if you have a contract with Box as well and you want to use Box for storing all your files, then you can use that, and there is a Suite app. So in case if you want to use a Box for storing all your NetSuite records, you can install this particular Suite app as well. Any questions? Generally, NetSuite never comes up even if you have used, or you can say filled up all your space. But there is no legal as such that NetSuite will have or will allow. It might come in the future and say that you have used all your space and buy additional space. Okay. So, and these, I think 10 GB is enough, because that is just for storing the documents. Okay. So I think that is enough. And in case
file cabinet.
Sorry. Generally, what we do is we use this particular file cabinet space for the scripts. For all other documents which require a lot of space, then that can be used in Box or stored in Box. Because the scripts are not that big, right? They're just of some few KBs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Apart from that, any questions? Yes, so as mentioned, right, you can disable, enable any time that you would like to.
That is correct. But any indication by NetSuite this feature you can enable later stage also?
No, there is no indication as such. What kind of indication that you would like to have?
Suppose some help type file cabinet you can enable later after implementation also.
See, all the things which can be enabled or disabled are available here. You can do it when you want to. Generally, what we do is we do it during the implementation. But for example, today I want to use departments. Tomorrow I might not want to use it. Or today I'm not using it, but in the future I might require them. So in that case, I can go at that point in time and enable this feature, right? It's not a mandatory thing that you have to enable all those features during the implementation itself. There are some features that are required during the implementation, and once enabled, they cannot be disabled again. So in case, for example, the multi currencies, okay?
Yes, yes.
Once you have multiple currencies enabled, you cannot disable that. And that is generally required during the implementation itself. And it's not like that currently you are using only one currency, and tomorrow you might use multiple currencies. So at that point in time, you can come and enable this preference. But once enabled, you will not be able to disable it. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, IP address rules. Okay, so in case if you want your users or employees to log in only from your company premises, okay, so you can define the IP address rules as well. So whatever IP addresses that you have entered, and if the user tries to log in only from those IP addresses, only then the system will allow you to log in into NetSuite, or else it will not allow you. Okay, so in case if you want to, but now since COVID is there, I don't see people using this IP address rules anymore. But there are still some companies which don't want their employees or users to access from any other location apart from their office. In that case, you can apply those IP address rules as well. You can define a series, for example, 92.168 and so and so. So you can define those series, and only the IP addresses starting with that particular series would be able to log in into the system, and not any other IP addresses. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, core administration permissions, in case if you want any core in case if you want to give core administration permissions to any other user apart from administrator, then this can be enabled. Similarly, Suite Social, there is a Suite Social Suite app that is available in case if you want to integrate or collaborate with any other you can say third-party things, then you can enable or install this particular Suite app. Apart from that, you can also use mobile push notifications. So in case if you want to use that, you can enable this particular checkbox. So there is also a you can say a mobile app available for NetSuite. So in case if you go to your Play Store, you'll be able to download that. So in case if you want to push or receive any notifications for mobile, you can enable this particular feature. Are we okay with this particular preference or subtab under company?
Yes, no.
Okay, now going ahead with accounting.